Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. On this video tonight, I am going to be giving you a preview for the Aston Villa Manchester United game. Thursday night, 8:15 kickoff at Villa Park. Now, we have got a very good record against Aston Villa. We have only lost one of our last 42 Premier League games against Aston Villa. And that defeat came back in 2010. I think Villa had won that game by 1-0. We haven't lost in 20 away games against Aston Villa. The last time we lost at Villa Park was back in 1995. Of course, the game between us and Villa earlier on in the season was 2-2 at Old Trafford. Of course, let me give you some of the team news as well, building up to the game. Of course, we've got Phil Jones out still. I think we've also got Alex Tuanzebe out. I think it's also mentioned that Victor Lindelof is a doubt for the game as well. Because don't forget, he came off injured in our 5-2 win against Bournemouth, did Victor Lindelof. So if Victor Lindelof, cannot be involved, then I think, Bay will play alongside Harry Maguire instead of Victor Lindelof. So that's the only injuries, that we have got. Of course, Villa have got a few injuries as well. Villa recently lost 2-0 to Liverpool at Anfield. Villa would have been very hard done, but Villa would have felt very hard done by because, Villa dominated that game. They actually had their chances. Of course, Tyrone Mings, I think, came off, was it injured in that game. Also, too, Jack Grealish had sustained a knock. Dean Smith, the Villa boss, has confirmed, though, that Grealish will be playing in this game against us on Thursday. Now, don't forget, Jack Grealish is one of our priority targets. Of course, Villa have already said that they want around £80 million for the player. Don't forget, quite a few weeks ago, it had said that Jack Grealish had told his friends that he'd bought a house near our Carrington training ground. So, reflect on that, he did say that Jack Grealish was close to coming to Manchester United. You had Tim Sherwood, the former Villa boss. He said that Jack Grealish to Manchester United is done. There was also stories coming out not too long ago saying that, City are interested in Jack Grealish as well. Interesting, Jack Grealish, but I think Jack Grealish has already confirmed that he does want to leave Aston Villa, regardless of whether they stay up or get relegated. Looking likely, Villa are going down, so if Villa do go down, then I'm very sceptical that Grealish will cost us £80 million. Maybe he could get him for like £40 or £50 million. Don't forget, Jack Grealish has committed the most fouls, I think, this season in the Premier League. Is it around 111? Don't forget, he's already committed 2 offences. Quite a few weeks ago, it said that Jack Grealish was charged by police after a lockdown car accident, and don't forget he had that incident with his £80,000 Range Rover back in March, and Grealish had been fined around £150,000 for this. Up until this point, Jack Grealish has spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. He has been a Villa player since the age of 6, and he has been in their senior squad since 2014. And this has been now his 6th season in their senior squad. But he has become an integral part of their team. Jack Grealish basically now just feels as though he's far too good for Aston Villa, and Aston Villa cannot match his ability. And he is only young, is Jack Grealish. But he is on one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer wish list. Well, he's got a transfer wish list, but, Grealish is on it as well. So I think he's going to be playing in this game on Thursday. Also, too, I think Villa have got Tom Heaton out. They've also got Wesley out. They've also got Robert Target out as well. So Villa have, got quite a few injuries. They have got quite a few injuries. But, I'm very convinced that we will win this game against Aston Villa. We are looking to extend our unbeaten run to 17 games in all competitions.
Who's that?
What?
Ginner's text John.
Was it?
And he's told him straight, he's very big long text like that, and he put, as for staying to your local, he went, yes, I completely agree, stay safe, stick to your local, we don't need you and that.
Yeah.
Go read it, we've just read it on phone.
No.
Ginner's put, this pub is for people who come here regularly, not for people who sit at home drunk and tapping shite onto Facebook. Funny is that. Charlie, turn your light off.
Yeah, like I was saying, we can extend our unbeaten run to 17 games in all competitions. We are unbeaten in our last 9 league games at the moment, and this is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. But yeah, I can see, Manchester United winning this comfortably. Don't forget, in our last 3 league games, we have gone with the exact same team. And it's the first time we have done that since November 2006. In our previous game, we beat Bournemouth by 5-2. That was actually the first time we had scored 5 goals in the Premier League under Solskjaer since the 5-1 win against Cardiff, which was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first game as Manchester United manager. But he could actually go with the same team, or he could go with a similar team, could make a bit of rotation, make a couple of changes. I expect Mason Greenwood to start. Mason Greenwood's been exceptional for us recently. Don't forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say that Mason Greenwood is ready to play for England. And he's actually said that Mason Greenwood is a better finisher than Wayne Rooney, when at the same age. Mason Greenwood scored twice in the 5-2 win against Bournemouth. He scored twice. He also scored in the 3-0 win against Brighton, did Mason Greenwood. And he's looked very, very effective on that right-hand side as Mason Greenwood. And he's on the age of, 18 or is he 19, Mason Greenwood? Obviously, in Bruno Fernandes, he'll obviously, start this game against Aston Villa. Of course, he got 2 assists against Bournemouth. He also got the 5th goal from that spectacular free kick. Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. I think as he got now, is it 6 or 7 goals since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon? We did pay £65 million for him in January. And, Bruno Fernandes did sign, was it a 5 or a 5.5 year deal at the club? But in nearly every single Premier League match, Bruno Fernandes has been, given man of the match, reflecting on his good run of performances. Rashford, he'll start, I think, against Villa. He scored in the 5-2 win against Bournemouth. That was his first goal since the resumption of the season. He scored from the penalty spot, did Marcus Rashford. And so it was good to see him, end his 7-month goal drought. Rashford has been playing out wide this season. Also, too, Anthony Martial, I think he'll start as well because he also scored in the 5-2 win against Bournemouth. Anthony Martial has enjoyed a very, very good season. He really, really has. And he's been very, very effective in that number 9 role as Anthony Martial, in that central position. Martial actually, predominantly plays out wide on the left. But this season, he has been playing in that central position. And this has been now Martial's 5th season at the football club. It really, really has. So, yeah. Pogba, I think he'll also start this game against Aston Villa. He'll partner up, with Bruno Fernandes, won't he? That is the best midfield partnership in the Premier League, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. Paul Pogba, I think, is going to be staying at Manchester United for next season, which is very, very good. There's still stories coming out, though, saying that, Real Madrid are, still interested in him. There was also stories about Paul Pogba making a return back to Juventus, because Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. And the vast majority of his performances at Man United have been totally comparison, since he have been totally comparison to his ones at Juventus. I haven't really had the perception on him for the vast majority of this season, because early on in the season, don't forget, he was out with an ankle injury. But since the resumption of the season, I think Paul Pogba has made a fantastic impact. He really, really has. So I'll give him, the credit. I think that Luke Shaw will start at left back for us. He will start at left back because Luke Shaw is our first choice left back. I think he'll remain our first choice left back for the remainder of this season. I think some United fans are saying, we should start Brandon Williams ahead of, Luke Shaw. Of course, Wan-Bissaka will start at right back. I think Wan-Bissaka's enjoyed an exceptional season for Man United because he's our first choice right back. So yeah, we'll probably, go with the same team or as we did against Bournemouth and that. But Solskjaer will, if he doesn't go with the same team, he will make a couple of changes. Dean Smith is Aston Villa's manager. Of course, Dean Smith's looking to get one over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think Villa is the third club in his managerial career because before he was at Villa, I think he was at Brentford, and before he was at Brentford, he was at Walsall. By the way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference is coming up tomorrow, so I will be giving you my reaction for that. But yeah, so it's good that, we're in a good vein of form, and I've seen a lot of improvements, Solskjaer's decision making has really, really improved because a lot of decisions now seem to be right. But it was totally contrast earlier on in the season because he was making a lot of bad decisions, and he was getting things wrong, he didn't really have a plan A, he didn't really have a plan B, he didn't really know how to change a game and all of that. But I think now, with his tactical changes made, he's got things right. I think he knows his best 11. He also knows his best formation because don't forget earlier on in the season, Solskjaer was making a lot of rotation. But that's reflected on the amount of injuries that Man United had earlier on in the season. That's reflected on, the injuries and that, we had. But hopefully we can win this game against Aston Villa because, we need to basically win all our remaining games now. We've got 5 games remaining in the Premier League. Like Solskjaer said, we haven't got an easy running because we have got points to prove against the teams, that we struggled against earlier on in the season. But in reality, I think we should win at least 4 of our 5 remaining games. Maybe we should win all 5 games, to be quite honest with you. But Solskjaer recently spoken about the importance of Champions League qualification. We do need Champions League qualification, to help us have more of a competitive summer transfer market. And, to help us attract players to the elite level. And, we'll generate money as well, don't forget. Third place is still a possibility for us. We're only a few points, but is it behind third place now? And Chelsea now gone third, by the way. Like I said, we can win 2 trophies this season. We can win the FA Cup and we can also win the Europa League. We're into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We're more or less into the last day of the Europa League because we are 5-0 up against last from the first leg. And we want to get some silverware on the board. Because we haven't won a trophy since 2017, and that was the Europa League and League Cup under Jose Mourinho. We did win the FA Cup back in 2016 under the Louis van Gaal era. But if we could win the FA Cup and the Europa League, or at least one of them, it would be a fantastic achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United, and it would be a memorable first full season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It really, really would. It really, really would. But like I said, our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title because Solskjaer did recently make an admission saying that we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. I'm actually not sure how much we've got to spend for the summer transfer window because of the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, our financial figures had got revealed the other month. It said that our debt had risen up by almost £130 million. And it says our net debt is just over £429 million. Woodward said the other month, don't forget, we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market, but it did say we won't do business as usual. But the summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. We've definitely improved in the transfer market under him. So far, Solskjaer's recommended the players that he wanted to recommend into the football club. So far, Solskjaer's brought 5 players into Manchester United and spent just over £200 million on them. So that's good news. That's good news. It really, really is. Like I said, Solskjaer's also promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their chances this season, which is good. We've done very, very well against the Big Six sides this season. We've taken 18 points against the Big Six sides this season. And Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in to the football club. But like I said, he's got big decisions to make in the summer transfer window, of what players he's going to recommend in, and of course, what players he's going to get rid of. I think Solskjaer's going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. And I've already gone through with you, the players I think that Solskjaer is going to get rid of. I think, we're going to try and get rid of Jones. Going to try and get rid of Small on a permanent transfer. Also going to try and get rid of Rojo on a permanent transfer. Going to try and get rid of Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira. I'm hopeful that we can get rid of Sanchez on a permanent transfer as well. I think, we'll probably make around 2, maybe 3 signings in the summer transfer window. Don't forget, the Telegraph reported out saying that Solskjaer has confirmed our transfer priorities and he wants to recommend a right midfielder in, a striker, and a centre defensive midfielder. I think also too he wants to recommend the centre half in, but I think he wants to get a right winger and a striker in first before he considers, recommending a centre half in to the football club. But we want to challenge for the title next season. We want to do that because we haven't won the Premier League title since 2013. Last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. And don't forget, we are the most successful team in England. We have won 20 titles, 13 of them Premier Leagues. But we have, got to find a way to stop Liverpool. We have got to find a way to stop Liverpool. But I'm very convinced, that we can get a title under Solskjaer. And if we can do that, that will be our 21st title. If we can get one under Solskjaer. Obviously, Solskjaer's job is safe now. Of course, earlier on in the season, he was under so much pressure at the football club because, results weren't going our way. We was playing very, very poor. Earlier on in the season, we had enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And at that point, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in. There was also talks of Massimiliano Allegri also coming in. But like I've said to you before, we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers because we've already sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. And that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. They are the managers we have sacked since the Ferguson era. Solskjaer has now been with us 18 months. So he has been at the football club a year and a half. I think he has just got under 2 years left on his contract as Solskjaer because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract at the football club, I think worth around £7.5 million a year. Man United is the third club. He's the third club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. Won a few Norwegian titles with Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. His record was disastrous at Cardiff. I think he only managed 29 games for Cardiff, did Solskjaer. But the main explanation why he got sacked is because he ended up, getting Cardiff relegated, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But, reflect on the amount of time he's been with us, he's gained managerial experience, which is, very, very good. I've already gone through with you what saved his job at the club, and there's a few things, this unbeaten run plays a part in Solskjaer remaining at the club now. Also, too, the signing of Bruno Fernandes, with him being a club legend as well, that could also play a part in it. So, there you go. By the way, like he updated you recently, Solskjaer's got a decision to make on 8 players. He's got a decision to make on 8 players because there's 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. And that's Paul Pogba's, Timothy Fosu-Mensah's, Jesse Lingard's, Andres Pereira's, Marcus Rojo's, I think Tuan Zebes as well. Joe Pereira, Lee Grant, Sergio Romero. These actually, around 8. Yeah, there's quite a few players' contracts that are due to expire next year. And Lee Grant, I think, as well. But, to be fair, a lot of players' contracts have been extended since Solskjaer got recommended into the football club. But we are still facing a bit of a dilemma with the contracts. The recent player to sign a contract was Matic. On Monday, Matic has signed a 3-year contract with Man United. So that keeps him at the club until 2023. It wasn't too long ago. We extended a 12-month extension on, on the Nemanja Matic's contract. But to be fair, I think Matic has done very, very well. And he could also start the game tomorrow against Villa. Probably will be playing alongside Paul Pogba. Thursday. And earlier on in the season, don't forget, Matic was behind the likes of Fred. And he was also behind the likes of Scott McTominay and Pereira. But the way he's done, Matic has become now one of our first choice midfielders, and this has been Matic's 3rd season at Manchester United. We paid around £40 million for him from Chelsea. Yeah, so I agree with some of the players we've given contracts to, but there's also players that we've given there's other players that we've given contracts to who we shouldn't have, give contracts to. But like I said, in the last 7 years, we have been so inconsistent. Like I said, in the last 7 years, there's been cultural problems at the football club. There has been cultural problems at the club. There's obviously, been a lot of problems with the club's board. There's also been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward and the Glazers. The main explanations is reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. Also, with us overpaying for players, we've been criticised for that. Because we have overpaid for players. We paid 75 million for Lukaku, 89 million for Pogba, 50 million for Fred, 40 million for Matic, 80 million pounds for Harry Maguire. So we are known for overpaying for players. And just overall, decisions that have been made, we haven't agreed with it. Decisions that have been made, we just haven't basically agreed with it and all of that. But Woodward's been with us since 2012, and the Glazers have been with us since 2000, and the Glazers have been with us since 2005. The Glazers have been with us since 2005 and all of that. But like I said, in the last 7 years, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. And reflect on the money we've spent, we should be where Liverpool are, minimum where City are. We've recruited over 30-odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. And like I said, we haven't dominated English football since the Ferguson era. Of course, Ferguson endured 26, 27 years at Man United. Won a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. But before we won them 13 Premier League titles, it took us 26 years to win a title. But the vast majority of our success came under Ferguson, because before Ferguson we weren't so good. We weren't good under Ron Atkinson. We weren't good under Wolf McGuinness. Wolf McGuinness only endured 18 months at the club and only managed to recruit one player in. Franco Farrell got relegated under Franco Farrell back in 1974, which is, 40-odd years ago now. But yeah, I think now, like I said, in regards to Solskjaer, he's revealed his plans for the summer transfer window, more or less. Don't forget, he warned our players quite a few weeks ago that he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. And he said, he will avoid buying rotten apples in the summer transfer window. Earlier on in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial career, he had worked out his transfer strategy, and he said he wants to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United, like he did do last summer. And all of that. But the news of in regards to the transfers, don't you? You know the news on, Jadon Sancho. I give you the news on Jadon Sancho on my recent video. Christian Falk, who's a German football expert, he said that Borussia Dortmund have informed us that we've got until the 10th of August to sign Sancho, or the deal is off. So the deadline hasn't been set for us to get Jadon Sancho on the board. It recently said that we've got until the end of July to get Jadon Sancho. Now, don't forget, there were stories coming out last week from Ian McGarry, who was a transfer expert, and also to Duncan Castles, They'd both said that Sancho had agreed personal terms with Man United. He said he'd agreed a 5-year contract with a football club worth around £140,000 a week, but no fee has yet come to an agreement between Man United and Borussia Dortmund. And Borussia Dortmund's asking price is definitely the stumbling block. You know, Dortmund have said several times that they want over £100 million. And we've also said, on the other hand, several times we are not willing to smash our transfer record for the player. It recently said that we're only willing to pay £50 million for Sancho. You know, we're only willing to pay £50 million for him. You know, Dortmund do value him at around £108 million, but I think Jadon Sancho is still our number one priority target. We have been looking at a few alternatives to him, and I've got to make an admission, these cheaper solutions than Jadon Sancho. So you know the news on him anyway now, and I think he recently picked Paul Pogba in his FIFA Ultimate Team. Paul Pogba's actually, you know, excited about the prospect of playing alongside Sancho, and I think, you know, he wants Sancho to come to Manchester United. But I won't delve into all of it because you know the news anyway. On my recent video, I give you the news regarding Juan Mata, didn't I? He could be set to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Juan Mata, by the way, I've got to mention earlier, his contract also expires next year, but there's also an option of a further year. There's reports coming from the Turkish press saying that Fenerbahce are interested in Juan Mata. They're interested in Juan Mata. Juan Mata doesn't even really get in our team now anyway. You know, this has been Juan Mata's 6th season at Manchester United. He has made around 252 appearances for us and scored around 48 goals for the football club. We got him from Chelsea back in 2014 for just under £40 million, you know, Juan Mata. But he's still been a very, very good servant to the football club. So he could also, you know, be leaving Man United as well. You know, yesterday, I give you the news on Nathan Ake from Bournemouth, because it said after our 5-2 win against Bournemouth, Solskjaer had a conversation with Nathan Ake. Allegedly, he told Nathan Ake, Solskjaer, that we need a left-footed centre-back. This is, you know, what he had said. That we need a left-footed centre-back. So that's the news on that. You know the news regarding Kalidou Koulibaly. There's still reports coming out saying that we're in for him, City are in for him. Was going to cost 100 million, but now reportedly Napoli will accept around 70 million pounds for the player. I think we have got around 4 centre halves on our agenda. You know, we really, really have. But like I said, I'll give my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference when he does it tomorrow. Tomorrow's morning, before doing press conference reaction, I'm going to give you my starting 11 prediction for this game against Aston Villa. By the way, the last time we played Villa at Villa Park, I think it was back in 2015, and we did beat them by 1-0. But I'm very, very convinced that we are going to win this game of football. I really, really am. But we need to hurry up and make some signings. You know, you've had Chelsea, you know, they've done really, really good business, Chelsea. They've got 2 players now on the board. You know, they got Hakim Ziyech in February. They also got Werner the other week, yeah. I think they're now trying to get Kai Havertz out Chelsea. So they could have a good, they could be up there with a shout next season. Well, yeah, so that's everything to update you today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.